Hi, and welcome to today's Real Estate Minute. Today our topic is applying for the mortgage. How do you begin? What's important about that whole process of getting pre-approved ahead of time? Our guest today is George Christopoulos from TD Canada Trust, and he's our team representative for our buyers that we work with throughout the year. Welcome, George.
Hello, Tom.
So today, let's first of all, what is a mortgage pre-approval? What's that all about?
Mortgage pre-approval is financial analysis, basically preparing the client for the upcoming purchase. We want to find the best combination of the amount of money you have to work with, your down payment, do a satisfactory credit review, and then determine how much down payment and also come up with the optimum down payment for you. What this does is it gives you the parameters of what you can afford. You'll be looking at amortizations anywhere from 25 through to 40 years and how they affect you. Also, you'll find out how much you can afford, and in some cases, unfortunately, how much you cannot afford. So it's very important that we set those parameters for you and you understand before you go out looking at homes what it is you actually can afford and what it will cost you.
So why should you do that ahead of time? What's the value of doing that before you go out and start looking at homes, find the home of your dreams, and then go and try and get all this done?
Well, it's applying for a mortgage is not as simple as just giving us your phone number and how much money you earn. The manner in which you are employed does have a big bearing as to what the bank will take in consideration as your income. People that are self-employed, for example, are looked at differently in terms of documentation. Overtime, part-time, commissions, all this type of income is looked at in a certain way, and we must ensure that it's documented properly. Also, more importantly, the credit review is very important because your credit history is so important in the mortgage approval process. To be approved at a bank, you must have a minimum credit score, and to be approved for many of the specialty programs that are out there, such as zero down payment or people that are self-employed, for example, where we have unique niche programs for them, your credit score is critical for the approval there.
So we've had many instances where people have gone out to find a home, and this is the years ago before we started working with you actually, and we'd get to the offer acceptance. We would get the offer agreed to, subject to or conditional upon arranging satisfactory financing within, let's say, 4 banking days. And the problem, of course, with that is then we then go put in all the paperwork, we do the credit bureau, etc. in that 4 days. And if any problems occur, even something as simple as getting the employment letter from the employer, maybe he's out of town for a week and it's the only person who can sign the letter. Or perhaps a credit bureau or credit score comes up with some glitch on it, which can be remedied, but you can't do it immediately. So have you come across that as well?
Yeah, good point, Tom. And if you have the luxury these days of having 3 or 4 days to arrange your financing and having left everything to the last minute, scrambling around to get the proper paperwork will be very, very stressful. Just a simple note as you made where you need an employment letter and your HR department might be away for a few days, the head of the HR department, for example, and that'll take time. Things like looking at your credit history. Credit bureaus, unfortunately, in some cases are not 100% accurate. And if there's anything that needs to be corrected on your credit bureau or more information that's required, it'll be very difficult to meet that 3-day period that you have to arrange your financing. Also, as you know, Tom, many homes these days are in multiple offers, and a properly prepared client can potentially go in with a offer that does not have a financing condition on there, and I'm sure you know the benefits of going in without financing condition and having a much stronger offer.
That's it, exactly. So what we talk about at our home buyer workshops is getting what we call a full mortgage pre-approval. So you supply that proof of income, proof of down payment, and get the lender to do the credit bureau up front ahead of time, so there's no glitches occurring. And as you said, George, in a multiple offer situation, especially when we're working with you, we can reach you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And we're able to give the client a lot of comfort to know they can get that financing when they need it in the crunch of a multiple offer situation.
Correct. That service is definitely available for all your clients. And some of the things that we see these days are, because we're in the internet age, people tend to try to do things a lot on their own. There's a lot of information out there, and it's very tempting to try to do this on your own and assume that you're getting it right. There's a lot of information that has to be collected here. There's a lot of information that has to be correlated, and there's a lot of different types of mortgage programs. Just off the top of my head, I can think of at least 20 different types of mortgage programs, and it can be very frustrating if you try to do this on your own and assume you've got it right. Also, where you may be hurting yourself is you may be missing a lot of the inside information, and you may think you've done a great job, but you will not have done a very good job at all. So it's very important that you use a professional that knows the industry inside and out.
And what's the cost to get that full mortgage pre-approval done?
A cup of coffee, but typically it's free, and there are no fees for this, for our services.
So there's no downside, tremendous upside. So absolutely everybody should be getting that full mortgage pre-approval ahead of time before they go out and start looking for homes. So that's it for today's Real Estate Minute, and we'll talk to you again soon.